Yo, what's up? This is Royce the 5'9", and right now I'm kicking it with my family, Nick, on Hard Knock TV. Peace.
I write for Sean Price and Dilla, my mic is Thriller. My ratchet blows is trapping souls like Bryson Tiller. They sprayed the crib, left lead in the awnings, and that's the very thing that gets me out of the bed in the morning.
I always like to start it with, if there was a movie about your life.
The opening scene is panning in over Detroit. It comes into your childhood home. What are we seeing? What are we hearing? What are we smelling?
You're probably seeing my mom cleaning up, probably playing something really loud, some music really loud. Probably one of the Janet Jackson albums. Control, control. Probably one of those albums. Nice-T or something. You seeing me and my brothers, me, Greg, and Vish. We probably either playing something or we probably watching some cartoons, depending on if it's like early Saturday morning. And that's basically all that went on. I got 2 other siblings, but they came later. They came when we were, when we were a little older.
You say playing something like video games or like just like playing around the house?
Not video games yet.
Okay.
Yeah, we were probably just playing some type of game around the house, hide and go seek or something.
Got it.
Or maybe outside. My brother used to flip a lot, so he was probably doing backflips. We had the pissy mattress in the backyard, flipping on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we always wanted to be outside playing with the other kids on the block. You know what I'm saying? We Megan lived down on the corner. We used to always want to go down there. And we had an active childhood, man. Active childhood, really musical, like always music playing, always. My dad, when he came home from work, he was probably playing on his keyboard, play the piano, play the guitar. Always had friends over singing, you know what I'm saying? Like, just always involved in like the culture without even knowing.
Do you remember like your first musical memory?
When my dad used to have his friends over, he used to always have me perform the I'm Bad song and video. Like, I knew it. Like, I knew it exactly. Like, I didn't realize that it was choreography until I learned each and every single Cool J move, and I feel like that was choreography. And I learned it.
How old were you at the time?
Damn, I don't even know. I would have to look up what year that was. I was a little kid though. So I was definitely preteen, and
Did you know at that time that you wanted to make a career out of it, or that was just for fun?
Just for fun.
What was that moment where you knew, like, this is what I want to do?
That came late. After I went through my phase of mimicking other artists, and really loving to like memorize raps, and just be able to say them. And I sang a lot too. Like, all while I was memorizing other people's raps, I like to sing. You know what I mean? So sometime around high school, maybe 11th grade, I started writing raps. I started writing my own raps, and I started saying them. And everybody used to go do like the little ciphers and stuff in the hallway. I never got in them. I always used to stand there and watch, but I never let nobody know I could rap. And right after high school, we started going to these open mics. And the first open mic I went to was the hip hop shop.
Legendary hip hop shop?
Yeah, the hip hop shop. So I walk in there, I see Elzhi, Big Proof, Eminem, just to name a few, right?
And you knew those cats at the time, or you didn't?
I didn't know anybody.
Okay.
I'm younger than everybody except Elzhi. Me and Elzhi is around the same age. So I go in there and I hear these niggas rap, and I realize I'm nowhere near as good as I thought I was. You know what I'm saying? So the scene is like this. You got Big Proof hosting in like a big circle of rappers, and he's passing the mic around. You got DJ Head up top on the ones and twos. You get the mic, you got to rap, and you got a certain amount of time to wow the crowd of MCs that's around you. If you can't get their attention or reaction from them in enough time, DJ Head to put on gong music, and you got to pass the mic, right? So the one time I went in there and I gathered up enough courage to rap around these killers. I get the mic, man, and I start rapping. Next thing you know, gong music. I get gonged at the hip hop shop. That shit broke my spirit and confidence. Next couple times I went there, I didn't rap. I just chilled like a fly on the wall. I didn't get to know nobody, nothing like that. So I eventually started going to this other open mic called the Ebony Showcase. If it wasn't for the Ebony Showcase, I wouldn't have flourished at all, because it gave me an opportunity to rap in front of a crowd of my peers. It wasn't so much pressure. It wasn't killers standing all around you while you rapping. There were like rappers standing in front of you. There were a crowd of regular people standing in front of you on the stage. You're a little bit elevated. You're looking down at the crowd a little bit. You picking an instrumental. You signing like a list, and they calling names in order. And then I just went up there and I just gave it another shot. I got a good reception. I started feeling accepted because I was going every week, and I just started killing it. And I started getting told that how good I was, and I started feeling like I was a part of something. I started feeling like hip hop like was accepting me. You know what I mean? So at that point, that's when I started feeling like I think this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. I mean, I feel like I'm good at it. I already went through the whole basketball thing and boxing thing. I knew that wasn't happening. You know what I mean? So this is it. I knew working jobs, I knew I didn't like that at all. I knew I wasn't really good at that. I knew it was very difficult for me to put my best foot forward with doing that. So, and I'm one of those people, I'm an extremist, right? Like it's all or nothing. So I'm going to put all my eggs in this basket, and that's it. Made that decision, and that's it.
Take me back to that moment where the gong music comes on. Obviously, anyone who's gone through anything similar like that, where you're doing something you love and you just get rejected, you get defeated, some people just put their head down and go find something else. But you didn't. You came back and you did it at another place, but you did it. What was that feeling when you got gonged that made you feel like, all right, I'm sure you wanted to like go hide somewhere for a while, but like, what made you like come back?
I still love it. You know what I mean? I still love doing it. And you know, at that moment, we didn't have like the internet and shit like that, so I didn't really know. I had never seen like battle rap. Like I had never seen two dudes actually standing there battling each other, talking about each other's clothes, and you know what I mean, freestyling off the top of the dome about you and all of that. Like we used to freestyle in the neighborhood and shit like that, but you know, like to that degree, this was my first time seeing it. So I knew that I had a lot to learn. I knew that there was something there, and I knew that it was a roll of the dice, but it was just more so for me to just see where I was at. And it just quickly let me know where I was at, that's all. It just quickly let me know, like, yo, you're you, but yo, that's big proof. He's on a whole nother level than you. That's Elzhi. He on a whole nother level than you. That's Eminem. He a white boy, and you would never be that good. I mean, this is how I was thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was looking at it like, yo, this is reality. This is reality hitting you in the face. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I was up for the challenge, of course. You know, warrior spirit. You know what I mean? Like, I came up competing all my life, always competing. You know, like when we played basketball for the school, for rec, no matter what it was, any team, anything, we wanted to win. We wasn't just out there. You know what I'm saying? We wanted to win, and when we lost, we come back. We come back for another season. We go again, and that's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? So I've always been that way. So it was a little bit of an awakening. You know what I'm saying? It definitely opened my eyes to what the reality of the situation was, because it's easy to fall into these little modes where you think that what you do, because you know, once I started rapping for my boys and shit, they act like I was the greatest shit since sliced bread. You know what I mean? So it took for me to go somewhere where it wasn't all just my boys. It was other people who weren't partial to get the real, to get the real. And that's how I used to be. Like, whoever was the best hooper in the neighborhood, you know, you got to go hoop in other neighborhoods so you can really know how good you are. You know what I mean? And that's just what it was.
I'm not a gangster, drug dealer, a thug nigga, just an MC who made a name with his rhyme style. Now, sometime around 95, I found my calling, and that all coincides with the time that I found my darling.
Let's fast forward to December 28th. Tabernacle is one of my favorite songs you've put out. We haven't talked since you put that out, so I know it was a couple years ago, but if we could take it back. Just watching the video and hearing the song, there's so many different things going on at one time.
Well, I look back at it in retrospect and I say, wow, man, that's a lot for a kid to go through, you know. But when you really think about it, man, it's pretty normal in a lot of ways. I think the universe speaks to you all the time. Very few people listen. You know what I mean? Like that day, I wasn't really listening. I had to look back at it in retrospect, as a different person, as a believer in the universe and God. You know what I mean? Like, not that I didn't believe in God back then, but my faith is just way stronger now after dealing with so many life-changing issues and situations. You know, so just at that time, it was just another day. It was just another day until I heard about my granny. And them being in the same hospital, at that time, it didn't even resonate with me like that. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't putting pieces together because I was so in the moment and I wasn't thinking, you know what I'm saying? But just coming there and having to get up to the 9th floor to see my girl, and the elevator stopping on the 5th and opening up, and my uncle standing there. And I'm not gonna lie, the first thing I thought to myself was, okay, he's here to see my son being born, but why is he here to see my son being? The question I asked myself was, what is he doing here? I'm not even that close to him. This is what you think when you're young. You know what I'm saying? You don't look at the bigger portion of what's going on. You look at the shit that don't even mean nothing. You ask yourself the questions that don't even mean nothing. What is he doing here? I'm not even that close with him.
Mm-hmm.
And before I can say anything to him, he just looked at me and said, Ryan, they all in there. And he just like kind of just waved his hand and just kind of turned like that way. And I said, who is all in where? And I leaned forward. I come out of the elevator and look to my left. And it's basically my whole family, mother, father, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody on my mom's side of the family, just all in the waiting room. So all of these people are privy to everything that's going on, and I'm not even aware of what's happening. You know, so that puts me in a different mood. I walk in and you know, they're talking about it, and I'm thinking to myself, could somebody please tell me what the fuck is going on? You know what I mean? Because I'm here, nobody even knows that my son is being born upstairs. You know what I'm saying? And I'm here, I want to know what's happening. At that moment, I just remember dealing with my granny. Like I hadn't seen my girl yet, so I wasn't even on that page yet. So I remember at that moment just dealing with how I dealt with tragedy is what I was dealing with at that particular moment, if I could remember properly. And once I went upstairs and I seen my girl and she was in a lot of pain, you know, she was going through childbirth, through the process of childbirth, and it was really painful for her because she was really young, 19 years old. She didn't weigh shit. He just said 100 and whatever pounds, little skinny little thing, you know what I'm saying? Like not supposed to be having a baby yet. And she going through a lot of pain, and she making all kind of noises, and I'm just like, oh, Jesus Christ, what is happening right now? So I let them know what's happening. Her mom, my mother-in-law now, was up there, and I let them know what happened with my granny. And my granny is still fighting. She's still fighting. She's still alive. And, you know, and then once I started getting the reaction from, like, the nurses and doctors up there on that floor, and they were just, like, being so nice to me, and, oh, you're the kid with the granny, and, you know what I'm saying? Like, I started becoming, like, the person in there who everybody was kind of, like, being super nice to and treating extra nice because of what's happening on both floors. And that's when it kind of sank in that, you know, this is pretty fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So.
And then you got a show to do on top of that.
And I got a show. But at that moment, I'm not even thinking about that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even remember what happened to make me even think of that. I must have got a call or something. But shit, man, I don't even think I had a cell phone at that time. I can't remember what happened to make me think that. My girl may have said something though, cause she's like that. She like my oracle. You know what I mean? Like she'll have like she'll like stop for a second and be like, "Don't you got that show?" You know what I'm saying? But whatever it was, you know, once it got brought to my attention that I had to go do the show, it was just like fuck. It was like not even really difficult for me to walk out of that environment and go, because I really didn't like seeing my mom not like that. I didn't like seeing my girl going through what she was going through. I'm just a child. I'm 19 years old, and I'm not a man yet. You know, like I'm not all the way fit to handle these situations like that. I've never had to deal with a situation like that before. It was really easy for me to run away from it and go rap. Really easy for me to run away from it and go rap, and that's what I did. I went to go do the show. I got out of there, and when I got out of the hospital, it was like I was untying a tight tie from around my neck. Finally able to breathe. You know what I mean? Like that's what it felt like not a burden being lifted off my shoulder, because the weight was still there on my shoulder, but I just felt like I was unloosening a tie for a minute and just able to give my neck a little bit of air. That's what it felt like getting out of the hospital. You know,
It forces you to grow up fast.
Yeah, definitely. I never thought about it until I got sober. I got sober is when I started getting all these memories back, and I started connecting everything. As far as my son, I've always just looked at him, and I've always had him separate from the rest of my kids. He's special. He's special because he came at a time where he was being raised by babies. He still turned out really, really normal, considering what he could have turned out, considering like everything that happened while he was growing up. You know what I mean? Like, as far as my granny, whenever I think about her passing, I just think about the Lord giving me my son and taking her. You know, I feel like that happened to me so I can learn that lesson. The Lord giveth, the Lord taketh away. You know what I mean? And that's pretty much what I think about when I think about her.
That was also the night that you met Marshall.
Yeah.
Did you know when you met him that you guys would click up like that?